Hi, this is Carolina, the Soul Coach. Welcome to my podcast. Hello and welcome to this week's Sunday Catchup podcast. How are you? And how has your week been? I hope it's been a good one. So welcome to the Journey Within podcast, my Sunday Catchup, where I share what's been on my mind this past week. The highs, the challenges, the unexpected moments, the magic and the little things that made me stop and think. No script, just real reflections as I process life in real time. So whatever you're doing, whether you're unwinding with a cuppa or out for a walk, let's take a moment to look back before stepping into a new week. And if anything resonates, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop me a message or share your reflections over on @the Soul Coach on social media or YouTube. What is blah, 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 blah? It's what you do when you're in a bit of a panic because you know you've messed up. Anyway, how has your week been? As I say always on my Sunday Catch-Up podcast, I hope it's been a good one. And this week for me has just been one of those weeks that is just like, I would say it's been like a steady week. Like nothing like major, well, one or two things, but nothing like major's happened. There's been nothing like outstanding. It's just been an okay week, which hurrah is good, I think. Yes, it is. It's good. So, where do I start? I'll tell you where I start. Now, in England, we love to talk about the weather. It's just something that we do. And if you don't live in England, I know it can be a bit boring. And I know someone said that to me that doesn't live in England. And they said to me, boy, don't people talk about the weather a lot over here? And you're like, yeah, it's kind of the common ground, I think, of what we talk about. Always doing it in the shop as well. Oh, isn't the weather nice? Oh, isn't the weather wet? Oh, isn't it glorious today? And of course, in the shop, we have no windows, have no real clue of what the weather's like. But it just seems to be the common thing that we like to talk about. But having said all of that, hasn't the weather been a bit strange this week? Is it spring? Is it winter? And I think on one day we had spring and winter all in one day. 1 minute, you might have seen it on my social media, 1 minute it was snowing, and the snow actually like there was a layer of snow on the ground, and then within an hour the sun came out and it was actually warm in the sun. It was really freaky weather. And has that got anything to do with this full moon that we've just had and the eclipse? So the idea was that I was going to wake up and look out for the eclipse, but I slept all the way through and there was no waking up. Quite often I might wake up at like 3:30, 4:30, and apparently that's when the eclipse is, but not last night. I didn't wake up. But what I did see, and I don't know if anybody else saw it, but in the week, and I can't remember what day it was, it might have been Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember to be fair. I did wake up at 4:30, looked out the window. Well, I didn't look out the window. I could see this orange glow shining through my curtain, and wondered what on earth it was, and lifted it up, and it was the moon, and it was the most beautiful orange colour. It was stunning. I think I took a picture of it and shared it. That was the only time this week that I saw it, this orange colour, but it was at the beginning, and I know last night's moon was blood orange, but it was at the beginning of the week as well, and it was rather stunning. But did you see the eclipse? Did you wake up? Did you set an alarm? I know a few people did, and depending where they were in England or where they were in the world, some got to see it, and of course there was a lot of cloud, so but pretty awesome. And so that was that. The weather was funny, wasn't it? And the moon was incredible. What else happened this week? Well, because of the weather and it being rather cold, and we're living at the moment, because we're not travelling, but we're living up at Box Hill in our cottage. And this got me thinking about gratitude, because we don't have gas central heating here, and we have electric radiators, but the electric is frightfully expensive. So we're kind of just trying to manage with heating up the room that we need at certain times of the day, and then have the fire on in the evening, which does seem to be working really well, but not when the weather is as cold as it has been this week. We have been feeling a bit cold, and I've been having to wear a hat and socks indoors and things. And I said to Will, earlier today, I said to him, I really took gas central heating for granted. And because obviously had gas central heating for I don't know how long in our old house, and we always had it at a temperature, and it never fell below 18 degrees, and at most times we had it at like 21 or 22, and it was always warm. And whenever we go anywhere now and someone's got their gas central heating on, it's such a different heat, and it's just so nice. So we're lucky we have got heating, we're lucky we've got the fire, but I really took the gas central heating for granted. And then that got me thinking about being grateful. And I know I speak about this every time, but it's really interesting what we do take for granted. And it's really interesting that we recognise what we do take for granted when we haven't got it. For example, the gas central heating. And so I believe it's about being in gratitude for those things, not getting to a point of not having it and then being in gratitude. Does that make sense? And I just think that helps us live a more fulfilling life and a more happier life. And one of our mottos this year, and we have been reminding ourselves of what our motto is this year, is being gentle and living kindly, after watching the film on the way on our trip in January, which, as I explained in one of my previous podcasts, it really resonated with us. So and it really, I think, being grateful for all those things that we may take for granted, it just shifts our consciousness. And what else is it that we do take for granted? And what else is it that I be aware of being grateful for, because some people don't have a warm bed, do they? Some people don't have food on their table, but those are the kind of things that we take for granted. And yeah, there is just something very warming about being grateful for the things that we take for granted. So that was interesting. And last night we went, moving on, we went out for dinner with Matthew and Harriet. So Harriet being our youngest daughter and Matthew, her fiance. And they are getting married next year, which I will have shared with you. And we went out for dinner with them because we hadn't seen them for over a month, because they've been in Japan. So we had a beautiful evening with them, and we chatted about all sorts of things and caught up with them, talked about their holiday and their wedding plans. And it all sounds very exciting, and can't wait to celebrate that with them. And their engagement party is coming up in April. So going to have a good boogie then, good dance. And yeah, it's just lovely to share those moments with our children, again, it's just, gosh, it's just like being grateful for breath, really, isn't it? Even though we moan and groan about weather and everything else, we're here, we're alive, we've got so much, to be thankful for. And what else? So Will and I today, we had a rare day off on a Saturday. And we worked on the Living a Life of Magic course that's coming out. I thought it was going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks, but we've had to postpone it a little bit, and it's coming out at the beginning of April, and it's really taking shape and really looking incredible and very exciting. So we worked on that this morning, and then we went for a really lovely long walk, and we went a different route and went for a coffee, and I really fancied a tea cake, and Will said he wanted to share mine. I was like, there's no way you're sharing mine, we'll get one each. And then it ended up being huge, this tea cake. It was a square, like slices of bread tea cake. It was massive, and we could have shared, but I was just being a bit greedy and wouldn't share, and ended up eating 2 slices of this massive tea cake. But I have to say it was really delicious. And then we walked back, so we maybe walked a little bit of it off, but it was really nice just to get out and get some fresh air. And it's just the weather, it was sunny, so it was a really nice walk, and just again nice to spend time together chatting through things. And it was lovely, it was really nice. And Will is watching the rugby. I think it's England v Wales, and I think we're winning. I think right now we're winning. So that's always good, isn't it? And I think it's the final of the rugby, isn't it? And apparently if we get a point, or we get this and someone else doesn't win or something, then we've won. But I don't really understand. So, but let's hope we win. Something happened this week that I want to share with you. Because the rest of it, to be honest, the rest of my week was, as I say, just kind of like a normal week. I worked on the shop floor quite a lot, which was really nice. Unfortunately, one of our team's young child was poorly, so she couldn't come in for a couple of days. So that meant I was on the shop floor, and I loved it. It was so nice because I talked to so many customers, and they were chatting to me loads, and I was chatting to them loads, and it's just really, really nice to engage. I really love it, and I love hearing people's stories. And I did a palm reading this week, which was awesome. It's always great to get in to go through about someone's life, where they are, and then to help them move forward. It was a really lovely palm reading, really nice. I'm so lucky. I think we did the palm reading. I might have done a Reiki. No, that was last weekend. No, just did a palm reading this week, which was really nice. And then I've got some lovely Reiki healing sessions next week. So that was great. Working on the shop floor, and again working on the Living Life Magic course, and doing some recording. I've rejigged things because I was doing some recordings at the cottage, but actually it wasn't necessarily working for me, because what was happening was, when I was at home, I kept thinking about what I needed to record and everything. And so I've taken it away from our home, and I'm doing it in a little studio thing we've got. So I'm doing it there, little warehousey thing, which I think will be much better, because what I've noticed this week is then when I'm at home, I'm not thinking about it, because I know I've got this kind of time away from the cottage to do it. So it's much better from a time management point of view. Otherwise, everything kind of creeps into our lives, and then it's really difficult to be present sometimes. That's what I find. So this way, at least I can be present when I'm there doing that, and then I can be present at home to the things I need to do at home. I haven't forgotten what I'm going to come back to, but Will I Can has really made he's kind of paused the ensuite for the minute, and he's made really massive progress with the room upstairs, which we're making super nice for our daughter, who's coming home on the 8th of April from her kind of, how long's she been away? Don't know how long, months, over a year. but she's coming back, so it's going to be so good to welcome her back, and she'll have a beautiful room to come back to, so that's nice. So yeah, that's just been our week really. But aren't you loving the lighter evenings? They're great, aren't they? And the mornings are lighter as well. It just makes such a difference. And I'm recording this Saturday evening because tomorrow I'm at the shop all day. Sunday, this will be yesterday if you listen to this on Monday, but on Sunday I'm working in the shop all day, and then I have a special evening that I'm hosting at the shop after hours, and it's a Reiki connection evening where the ladies that Alison and I have trained over the years come together, and it's a free event, and we share in the Reiki magic, and we have a cup of tea, and we have a cake, and yeah, we just have a chat, and we do a Reiki train, and we do all sorts of things. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that tomorrow. So this is why I'm recording my Sunday Catch-Up podcast on a Saturday night. So yeah, I'll talk about that next week's one as to how that went. And hopefully I'll get to talk to some of you who listen to this in the shop tomorrow. So that'll be good. Yesterday for you. You know what I mean. So, right, coming back to what happened this week. So it's just a reminder for us all, I think. And it really kind of just shocked me. So it was all to do with work, and there... I don't want to say who it is or what it is, but I just want to give you a flavour. So basically, this person has relocated from a different country, and she has put so much energy and effort into her job over the last few years, and she has made such a big difference to her work and workplace, and she's really inspiring, and she's really empowering, and she's such a good leader, and it's incredible what she has done for this company, and yeah, it's very, very inspiring. And she came to see me this week and told me that she had been made redundant. And it really shocked me because it came out the blue. There was no rhyme nor reason for it. She just didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. Why would we? It was completely out the blue. And it's changed her, literally changed her life. Her life was going down one route, and within a few minutes, her life has turned upside down. And it was when she was telling me, she was emotional, I was emotional, and it was the brain to process that piece of information, it's really hard, isn't it? And then you kind of, that emotion kind of gets in the way, and you just kind of question it, and yeah, you see, I'm still struggling with it really, because she'd done so much great work, and I just don't understand why a business would make such a massive decision. But obviously they've had their reasons. And when we look at it, so let's just, I'm going to pull back from it right now to just explore this with you. We don't know what her or what anybody's or our own karmic plan is, do we? So we manifest, and we work towards what we want, but if it's not what our soul's purpose or not our soul's learning, or we're not on track, then life is going to get us back on track. So if we look at her situation, even though it, on one hand, it's a real kick and a real shocker, on the other side of the coin, and even though we don't know yet what the outcome will be, with everything that we know, we trust, don't we, that something even better is going to come along and something will come out of this moment. And that's what we have to trust when we're faced with a huge challenge, which this is a completely huge challenge, that there is a bigger plan and that there is something even bigger and better going to come along, and that the universe is working hand in hand with us to help us live our lives happily, fulfilled, successfully. But we just don't know sometimes the way it works. And then if we reflect on that, and we think about all the times in our past when challenges have come and how we've then grown from that as a person, how things work out. But when you're in it, it's really difficult to trust that. And it's really difficult to see that because we go into that complete uncertainty. So what are the takeaways from this? What are the takeaways? So, and I'm asking myself that question. So what the takeaways are, I was going to swear then, but SHIT happens, and then it's how we deal with it that makes us the person that we are. And that to look for the opportunities and the positiveness within that situation, knowing that the universe wants to help us align for whatever reason. And again, it comes back to Will and I's word of the year, which is Coddywampel, and that is striving towards an unknown destination, because I don't really believe that any of us know with certainty the destination where we're heading. But if we're present in the moment, we will have those gentle whisperings from the universe to help us live the life that we want to feel and that we want to create. But clearly, there are no guarantees in the way that we get there. But where are we going? It's just fascinating. This is such an interesting subject. So I think, and I'm just reflecting this with you, just like thinking about it. I haven't got the answers. I'm literally just like talking about this. It's like in the law of attraction, it always comes down to feeling. How do we want to feel in our lives? And then we manifest and be present with that feeling as though it's already happened, and we leave the details up to the universe, and we stay present and we get into action, inspired action, and that will lead us where we want to go. And so that when things happen that feel like a bit of a hiccup, in a way, it's like the universe saying, okay, you were on this train journey, but literally you've reached the end of the station. There's end of the line. You've reached that end of the line, not the end of the station. You've reached the end of the line, and now it's time to change lanes and to change tracks, and know that your train is good. It's great. There's nothing wrong with your train, but it's just time for a new line. I like that. Yeah, that makes sense. It's like a new track. You're fine. You're great. You might need a bit of work, but actually it's just about changing life. So yeah, anyway, that's kind of the insight for this week is to you know, that where you think you are might not be, might just all change in a twinkling of an eye. And don't forget that you are not any of it. I'm not any of it. We are not any of this. And who we are is, who are we? We are here to live a human being life, but we are consciousness itself. We are the magic. We are beautiful. You are beautiful. Anyway, that's enough. I think I'm gonna end on that note. I don't think there was anything else from my week. And thanks for going through that and for me to share my reflections around all of that. And I think that's my week wrapped up. So what stood out for you? What shifted? And what am I taking forward? So now it's over to you. What moments shaped your week? What inspired you? Let's keep this conversation going. Come and connect with me on @thesoulcoach or YouTube and let me know your thoughts. I do love to hear from you. If this episode spoke to you, feel free to share it, tag me or send it to someone who might enjoy it too. See you next week for another reflection. But until then, take good care of yourself. Stay present. Keep journeying within. And here's the meditation for today, for this week. Just bring all of you into this moment. One breath at a time. Breathing into your tummy, breathing out. All you have is this moment. So be here in this moment. Knowing that you're all of it, but none of it. Becoming aware of the gaps between your breaths. No matter what happens in your life, all is well. All is okay. You have everything you need within this moment to deal with anything and everything. Just come back home to you. Giving yourself some reassurance now, giving yourself a hug. Giving that little you within you a big hug. Uncertainty is okay. It's where we get to find inspiration, creativity, time, space. And there's an excitement that we don't know what the universe has in store for us, but it has something. Breathing in, breathing out. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Take care.